3, 2, 1. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of The Loopy Lot. This is your weekly show where we rank anything and everything to do with movies for your amusement. Today, we are going to start digging through all the movie trailers released in 2026. Originally, I was going to include all of the movie trailers from this year, which I had about 63 pulled that I wanted to go through, but that was making the video track to be over 3 hours long, so I've decided to break this up in segments of about 20 movies each. That way, it's a little bit more bite-sized. Still going to be an hour-long video, but I'll release all three of these videos within the next week and a half, so stay tuned for the rest of them. If there's some trailers missing from this video that you were expecting to see, consider that they're probably going to be in these next two parts coming out soon. You can see a bunch of the ones that I have here that I'm scrolling through. I went through the IMDb releases and seemed to have pulled all of the movies of note. I thought that this series would be fun to do so that we can talk specifically about the craft of a trailer and see which trailers are our favorites from the year. A couple of things to call out is that I am not interested in battling copyright infringement on this channel, so I am going to be box blurring and muting the trailers as we go through them. So you'll be able to see my reactions and everything, but I would advise either kind of skipping through it and getting to the parts where I just give my thoughts about the movie or the trailer at the end, or you can pull it up on a second screen and watch along with me. But yeah, forgive me for that. It's just trailers will tag you really easily. My plan is to rank all of these based off the official trailers for each movie. So if there are teasers or anything like that in this set of movies, I will be looping back to them and re-ranking their official trailers when those come out. Some that jump out to mind are Digger or Clayface and things like that, or Evil Dead Burn. Those are ones that I know only have teasers out so far that I will be re-ranking accordingly in the following videos when they come out with their official trailers. We're only going to be talking about the art of the trailers in these, so I'm not going to be giving movie reviews here or anything. We're going to be talking solely about how the trailer feels. I have 5 categories down here that I thought would be fun to rank these in. Kind of 1 through 5, worst 2 minutes of my life. That's clearly the bottom. That's a very real experience that I felt before when watching a trailer, and I hate having those pop up over and over in the theater or something. Being unsold on a movie because of the trailer, even if I have an interest in them, or, and then I'm like, maybe not once I see the trailer. Wait for reviews is kind of my mixed category here, where I'm indifferent about the trailer. There's some pros, there's some cons, and I'll kind of wait to see before I spend my money to check out the movie. Watch listing a movie because of the trailer. Maybe something I wasn't interested in before, maybe something I was interested in that's kind of reconfirmed. And then pre-order tickets is kind of my I have to watch this as soon as humanly possible because awesome trailer. I made a little list here of my criteria for what a good trailer is made up of. Biggest thing for me is the expression of tone, pacing, and energy of the film that accurately describes all of that for the movie. There's nothing I hate more than a slow movie that is expressed to be quick and energetic in the trailer, which again, not all of these we're going to really know because we're talking about just the trailer. We're not talking about the actual movie, but I like one that feels authentic. Sometimes you can tell in the trailer themselves if they're kind of fudging it and being we're trying to make this better than the movie actually is. You can usually tell pretty well. Sometimes I like a trailer that's literally just expressing a scene of the film, kind of letting you sit in the pacing of it and everything. Like I said here, almost a mood board for the film. Secondly is just establishing a core conflict that can serve as the hook to draw you in emotionally. And third, not spoiling the film. I hate that when a trailer is kind of a summary of the entire movie. We want it to kind of draw you in, sell you on the concept, sell you on the conflict, sell you on the mood and the presentation and the visuals, and then kind of dip out. With all of that in mind, let's hop into our first trailer, which will be for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. 3, 2, 1. I really liked the trailer for the first 28 Years Later. I thought it was super atmospheric. Yeah, even in this one, we're getting... There you go. Okay, so jumps between past and present. I had seen this trailer a long time ago before I watched this movie in theaters. I like the song choice. Making it kind of uncomfortable over these visuals. The song choice was incredible in the first trailer. Using the Boots chant, from World War II or World War I. Okay, we see some returning characters. Okay. Something I do like in trailers is when they communicate who is behind a film. A lot of times just knowing the names attached to a project does a lot for me. Honestly, that should be the fourth piece of criteria I put up there. Okay, kind of showing off some of these new characters, some of the gangs, some of the scale, the sets. Horror vibes, kind of an escalation of energy here. I like seeing Spike in this new setting, kind of building off of the ending of the first movie, showing Jimmy here. Bone Temple. Such a funny title. Okay. I like that trailer overall. It's a pretty basic escalation of the energy, the horror vibes, kind of showing off the sets and some of the characters. Doesn't really give me like a great sense of what the movie is actually about, but I feel like for it being in a franchise already, like I don't really need that. You kind of understand like where we're headed with this, and I think it's more a sell of like, hey, this still looks quality. For me, this would be like a watch list. I like that trailer overall. It tells me I'm wanting to watch the movie for sure. Pretty good. All right, I've got a little list here. And next up is The Adventures of Cliff Booth. 3, 2, 1. Interesting little censorship animation there. This is building off, the ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. More censorship. I don't know why the audio sounds so canny. I've gone through like 3 different sources for this trailer and they all sound jacked up. So this is, just kind of setting the tone, looking at the production design. I wonder if those censorship things are going to be in the actual movie or if that's just a trailer thing. I mean, I like the vibes for just kind of the setting and everything, showing the adventurous spirit of the film. Okay, so yeah, it kind of definitely throws back to like that scene where he's fighting Bruce Lee and everything. And then 20 seconds of black screen, that's weird. All right. I mean, I think it's fun. Doesn't tell me a whole lot about what the central like push of the movie is gonna be, but I think it's a good tone-setting trailer. For me, I'll put it right here in watch list as well. Like, I think it's a good trailer. It makes me want to see it for sure. All right, next up we have Animal Farm. This one is directed by Andy Serkis, put out by Angel Studios. Oh, Lord. Immediately, the animation is just pretty ugly to me. I have unfortunately seen this trailer before. Okay, that's like we've seen that joke a million times. Alright, so that's kind of our conflict. Yeah, based on the George Orwell book. I hate the song choice. It's a big pet peeve when we just pull like cheap licensed songs into trailers. Which, I mean, maybe it's in the movie. I guess it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't look like a good movie to me. Haven't been a fan of any of Andy Serkis's work, so actually seeing him kind of promoted in the trailer is a turn off. These character designs are not standing out to me. That is like one of my least favorite type of joke tropes. I hated that. Beyond Good and Evil 2 be like. Yeah, it looks very obnoxious. It has kind of that like hand brush look from like a Puss in Boots or something, but without any of the like directing that makes that art style attractive. It just comes off looking pretty ugly to me. A cautionary tale. Okay. Okay, well, that was a fat. That was the worst 2 minutes and 24 seconds of my life. Yeah, very obnoxious. Did not like the licensed music. It looks very heavy-handed in the way that it's delivering its story. I'm not interested in seeing that at all. Seeing Andy Serkis up there unsells me on the movie also because I've not enjoyed any of his directorial efforts so far. So yeah, that was pretty bad. All right, next up we have the Backrooms trailer, starting in 3, 2, 1. Pretty interesting director for this movie. I think his name is Kane Parsons. He's like a 20-year-old that A24 has hired to come on and make this movie because he made some behind-the-scenes, like found footage videos based off the Backrooms game for this. Like a really great cast, backed by A24. It's just really cool to see them kind of backing such a young and new voice. So based off that, I'm kind of interested. Presentation seems pretty professional. I have seen this trailer once before. I like that the space feels very tangible. Okay, seeing some of the found footage type of stuff. I like the incorporation of it. I'm curious kind of what the ratio is. Okay, so we see them finding the room, and getting a group together to kind of explore it. Good direction there, slowly looking around the hallways. Yeah, Kane Parsons, nice. I'm glad that none of it looks like green screen or anything like that. It all looks very practical. Nice little transition. Okay, I like that shot. Part of selling me on this might just be the fact that I really like Renee Rensva, and really the cast in general is pretty good, and I like the backing by A24. All in all, some really good elements. I love the poster as well, kind of the claustrophobic feel of it there. I like the trailer. Like it sells you on the atmosphere, the claustrophobia, the practical sense for it. I'm glad that it doesn't give much away as far as what's going to happen in the movie. Just kind of the fact that there is this mysterious space and these people are going in to explore it. Looks creepy. I like showing the difference between the realistic look of the film plus the found footage look. Like I said, curious what the ratio is there. I hope it's like kind of a good mixture. That's a good watch list for me. I think I actually like this trailer maybe the best out of any of these. It's pretty cool. I like that. Definitely a watch list there. Next up is The Bride by Warner Bros. Starting in 3, 2, 1. It's a new movie by Maggie Gyllenhaal, I believe, starring Jessie Buckley, Christian Bale. Coming straight off her Oscar win here. Nice little CG shot there, falling down the stairs. So immediately, the Jesse Buckley and Christian Bale of it all were kind of selling me on the movie. I have seen this trailer a bunch of times because this movie's been out for a bit. As of the time of recording, kind of here at the end of April. So really what I get from the trailer, a lot of stylization, very high production value, but like the shot of her falling down the stairs, the CG shot there are some just kind of cringe-inducing things, some worrying elements. Haven't seen this movie yet. Got the crazy energy, very art house. I'm a fan of the 1920s aesthetic, but I'm definitely worried that this is looking more style over substance. Jake Gyllenhaal there. Some musical numbers or something in the movie. Okay. Didn't love that little name drop. Okay. There's some moments that make me cringe. There were some things that are compelling to me about it, like the cast, the director even. I mean, The Lost Daughter was an interesting little drama. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but I thought it was alright. It just kind of gives Hot Topic energy or something. Like, this might be style over substance. I want to put it in wait for reviews. That's very much how I felt when I saw that trailer for the first time. Still how I feel when I see it. Like, I'm not unsold on the movie. There's some interesting things about it, but I have red flags. There's some hesitation for sure. All right, next up is Clayface. Been excited for this one. We'll start the trailer in 3, 2, 1. This is by James Watkins, written by Mike Flanagan. New DC film here. Okay, I've got some body horror. I do like the editing of it. I feel like it's quick enough to, quick enough to give you a sense of what's going to be happening, give you some of the visuals, show you some of the bad things that have happened to this character. Look fear in the face. Yeah, okay. A little tagline. Bathtub. Wiping his face away. I'm a fan of the Clayface story. Or at least the ones kind of from like the Batman animated series and everything. Could be an interesting movie for sure. Biggest thing with that is like I felt like some of the sound design in the movie is a little too like tropey horror for me. I feel like the thing with his face melting away, wiping away in the bathtub is like a pretty cool visual that could have actually been scarier or more unsettling if we didn't go with the like the hard jump noise that came with that. That's the biggest thing I see, but I'm very interested. I like the production design. I like the set of actors that they're selling in the movie, the fact that there aren't too many faces that I recognize there. I do think that there are a couple of red flags with hoping it's not too tropey with the horror and everything, but I really like what I'm seeing. And that one, it's hard for me to know here just because, well, I guess I'll put it down below. I'll put it right there. I think I like it better than the Adventures of Cliff Booth trailer, but it does have some of those red flags with the audio design, so I'll put it below the Bone Temple. I like that trailer, though. Okay, next up is Coyote versus Acme. I've been waiting for this movie just because it's the one that was kind of canceled under Warner Bros. Written away for tax write-off. So I'm hoping that the trailer actually looks good. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1. Have not seen this trailer yet. I like Looney Tunes. Okay. Kind of 3D animation mixed in with live action here. Zero Drenader. Oh, yes. Widely correct as always. Not. Gonna need to see more of this integration with the animation here. Glad to hear the classical music again, kind of like some of the orchestration in the classic Looney Tunes. Some almost commentary on the production of the movie, which is interesting. Not completely sold on the animation. It looks a little bit cheap, like the textures could be a little bit better or something, which I get with like wanting it to stand out with the live action, but surprising amount of production value it looks like, or money spent on this at least. It's one where I kind of expect from that the story is going to be pretty like whatever, pretty pointless or bad or something. Some interesting kind of like commentary thrown in there with the state of like how this movie was even put out. Animation, maybe it'll gel with me better once we're actually watching the entire movie, but it definitely gives some rough edges. You can kind of see some of the keyframes in the animation. The models themselves, the 3D models, are like, alright. But I mean, I guess wait for reviews. Like, based off that trailer, it wasn't as annoying as I thought it might have been. So, I mean, I'd probably rather give that a shot than The Bride, but definitely wait for reviews on that one. Next, The Death of Robin Hood by A24. This is the director of Pig from a few years ago, which I found pretty interesting as a movie. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1. I have not seen this trailer yet. Oh, Wolverine. So Hugh Jackman, A24. Very foggy, atmospheric. It's interesting because I think this guy was signed on to do the Death Stranding movie for Kojima. Ooh. Violent. Pig and I forgot he did A Quiet Place Day One, which wasn't poorly directed at all. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Quiet Place movies, but I feel like that one was solidly constructed. Interesting cast. The scale of this is bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay. I like that shot. The body being drug. Okay, so kind of deconstructing the story of Robin Hood. Kind of a dark twist on it. Very gritty. I mean, I like the vibes of the trailer as far as like the setting and everything. Okay. Feels like it could be a little cookie cutter with how the story actually comes together. Michael Sarnowski, that's his name. I mean, I'm gonna watch list that. I'm down. I get that I'm also an easy sell on movies, so like anything that's remotely interesting, I'm down to watch. That one, I'll put, yeah, I'll put there. I know that this is the new David Fincher movie, kind of in collaboration with a Tarantino script, which kind of obviously has me more excited than what The Death of Robin Hood is. Also a strange combination. So I think I'm going to leave this one at the bottom, but I mean, I like that trailer overall. All right, Devil Wears Prada 2. I enjoy the original movie. I like the cast a lot. It's really just a showcase for being able to see them have fun with everything. This one's being put up by 20th Century. Let's start the trailer in 3, 2, 1. There she is, Meryl Streep. Anne Hathaway, just kind of showing off the cast. I guess we'll get Emily Blunt here in a second. We got Tucci. I don't know. She just forgets her. I mean, we got the licensed music. I don't mind it too much in this trailer. I feel like it fits the energy of what the movie is. Maybe that's kind of based off what I've seen since I've seen the original. Yeah, there she is. She's become an old lady. Okay, it doesn't really actually show anything about what the movie is about. Which, I mean, I don't mind necessarily. It's just like the clan is back together. Okay. I will say I'm not like interested in the idea of Meryl Streep just forgetting who they all were. Like I don't know why that's the angle that we're going for with like the main hook of the trailer. But it doesn't look the worst. Like I wasn't as annoyed as I thought I might be. I think I'm gonna put that at the top of wait for reviews because I don't expect that to be great. But I wasn't as unsold on it as I thought it would be. It looks like it still could carry some of the energy of the original. All right, next up we've got Digger by Inuritu. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is a short little teaser. I have seen this before. Immediately, the cinematography and the pacing of it grabs me. So this is an instance when I do like a licensed song because he always uses them in his trailers. Part of that's knowing who's attached. Tom Cruise. This Gorilla's trick is banging. All right, very short. So it doesn't really show anything, just a little bit of the mood, a little bit of the cinematography, which looks really beautiful already throughout the trailer. All the wide angles, the almost like anamorphic fish eyes here. I'm very sold on the idea of this movie. Don't have any idea what it's about based off the trailer. I have read the plot description, but even just the vibes, the kind of kooky tone of it and everything already sold because of the names attached. If this was coming from a nobody, it would be a little more, I wouldn't know as much. But for me, a trailer, like I said, one of my big pieces of it is who is making this movie and then show me something interesting based off that. So for me, I was like, if y'all have seen my most anticipated list for the year, Digger was my number one most anticipated movie of the year, so it's hard for me to not be like completely biased But that trailer does get me excited. The title pop with the song, the way that the title, was animated and everything, very abstract imagery. I like the tone of it. The cinematography looks beautiful. I am going to put this at the top of a watch list just because it's very much a teaser, but I really do like that. I like that teaser a lot so far. Next, we have Disclosure Day. This is the new Spielberg. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1. Big fan of Josh O'Connor, so immediately that is a name that gets me interested in this movie. I really liked the promotional material leading up to the trailers for this movie. The posters were out in the, Times Square in New York and everything. Fun seeing him return to like an alien movie. Steven Spielberg. I like seeing the names put out front. So I don't know that I've seen this official trailer. I've seen the first trailer that came out for this movie, and this part of it, I just don't like the sound design. It's not convincing. It doesn't look like she's making those noises. Okay, so he can translate. Coleman Domingo, Colin Farrell, or Colin Firth, sorry. Nanny McPhee be like. I like that she's someone we haven't seen before. I don't recognize her. Seems to have a prominent role. That just looks really green screeny at points. Dang. Okay, showing off some of the set pieces. I just don't love some of the look of this movie. Okay. So I'll say that the first trailer was much worse. But there is a lot of cringe in this. There's a lot of like green screen look to the movie that I don't love, with like the child walking around with the animals and the glowy doors opening. If this trailer did not have Josh O'Connor in it, I would probably be out at this point. I was very excited coming into this, like wanting to give it a really strong chance. Modern Spielberg is very hit or miss for me. Ultimately, when I watched this trailer, I was much less excited for the movie than when I saw it. It looks pretty cringe-inducing. It looks like it's going to get very kind of melodramatic in ways that I might not love. The sci-fi hasn't completely sold me on being super interesting yet. I think I'm more interested in like the Minority Report vibes. But overall, I mean, I'm probably still gonna watch the movie just out of obligation, but if it didn't have the names attached, the importance attached, I would probably be a little bit unsold on this movie. Because, yeah, I was high on it, and then seeing the trailer, I was like, maybe not. Which, now I think about like, seeing the bride up here might be a little generous. Yeah. I might put that at the top, just because I was a little unsold on this as well. It was kind of cringe-inducing. I feel like if I'm cringing at the trailer, that's not a sell, you know? All right, next up we have The Dog Stars. This is the new Ridley Scott. I have a mixed relationship with Ridley Scott in the modern times. Not a huge fan of some of his newer movies. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1. Haven't seen this trailer yet. I like Jacob Elordi. I'm glad to see him get more roles. Hope he's good. Oh no. That was funny. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but... So an apocalyptic war film, Margaret Qualley. The look of the film isn't bad. I'm just kind of looking for the script to be carrying here. Brolin. I know this is based off a book. Okay, I like that shot. Some of that thermal scope imaging kind of being like almost a, what's that called? Shutter speed, like a high shutter speed look to it, almost like from Saving Private Ryan or something. Ah, CG buffalo, beautiful. I think the song makes it feel a little more overly dramatic than it's really earned. I wish it was just a little more gritty. Okay, Pierce, okay. What the heck? Okay, I mean, I didn't hate everything that I saw in that trailer. I am probably gonna watch it and give it a chance. I think there were like some CG elements I didn't love about the trailer. It got a little overly emotional, I guess, in ways it didn't earn. I wish it just leaned more into the violence of the world rather than the sentimental song that's playing there. I mean, I like the cast overall. I wasn't completely sold on Elordi being a character, honestly. I wasn't given much reason for that. Some of that was because I found the editing funny and everything, but I hope it sells it and doesn't feel like just big faces in the movie. I'm still gonna wait for reviews on this one. Honestly, I like the Devil Wears Prada trailer a little bit more, but I feel fine about that. All right, next, the new Christopher Borgli, The Drama. We'll start the trailer in 3, 2, 1. Nice flow with the editing. I like the soundtrack choice overall. I like seeing Alana Haim, Zendaya, Patty Cakes. Okay. Okay, music cut out. I have seen this movie. It's my favorite movie of the year so far. I appreciate that it kind of builds up what the conflict is going to be about, but it does not show or tell anything about what that hook actually is. Nice. I like that the song matches the energy of what they're showing on screen. Good conflict for me. Yeah, I mean, this trailer's making me want to see like what it's actually about and what it's diving into. It shows good conflict, good acting. I like that trailer a lot. To me, that was great because it showed the core of what the conflict was without actually spoiling anything. It cuts around like the bits of vital information, but it sets the tone. It gives a good showcase of the editing and the energy, the pacing, the tone. Really great lineup of people involved. I really like that one. That one made me want to immediately see the movie, and yeah, I'm gonna put that up here as the first of the best trailers of the year. I really like that trailer a lot. Doesn't spoil anything, gets you very interested to see what's happening. Looks very professionally presented. I'm into that one. All right, next up we have Dune Part 3. A trailer for this, the new Denis Villeneuve movie. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1. I like both Dune movies. Second one is much better than the first, in my opinion. I'm pretty excited for this one. I like Denis in general. Okay, showing off the tone well, the scale, but also the intimacy. That's important to me. I think that's my thing. Like this scene, in the context of an epic, that type of intimacy showcased in a trailer goes a long way for me, showing that these characters are going to be at the forefront. Denis Villeneuve, yep, put him on the cover. Alright, so we have intimacy established first with the characters, and then we're leaning into the war. I like that a lot. Okay, this chant is sick. The scale, incredible showcase of scale there. Really great perspective to make it look huge. Showing the whole cast. Yeah, there you go. Robert Pattinson playing the villain. I like that you can tell it's Timothée Chalamet doing the chant. There you go. Spitting bars. Yeah, that chant goes crazy. Okay, conflict between the two of them. There you go. Big old cast. I like that trailer a lot. I think, yeah, they presented all of the elements in the correct order. The intimacy with the characters first, the scale of the war second. They also didn't really reveal anything about the plot itself. Just some of the core conflicts of there is this war going on that he is kind of heralded, and then he's trying to hold things together with his family. It's going to cause conflict between he and Shani, or Zendaya. So yeah, I really like that trailer. That's good. I'll put it up here at the top as well. I might leave the drama at the top because I think that was a really strong hook to what we're showing. But this is an awesome trailer. I like that a lot. Very, very impressive. Next, we have The End of Oak Street. This is the new David Robert Mitchell movie. I am a huge fan of Under the Silver Lake. Haven't watched It Follows yet. Let's start this trailer in 3, 2, 1. Bad Robot is interesting. I like that shot. Get JJ out of my face. No, I'm kidding. Under the Silver Lake is the one I would be toting. That's crazy. I haven't seen this trailer yet. I don't really even know what's happening. Oh, a split diopter. Interesting cast. What the heck? A dinosaur. Okay. That's crazy. This is not what I was expecting for this movie. End of Oak Street. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, David Robert Mitchell being attached does really heavy lifting for me. If I just saw that, I would still be interested because, I mean, it is a new IP and everything. Some of the shots are pretty nice in the trailer. Wasn't a huge fan of the music that they were using there, but it's a curious trailer. I mean, just the kind of sci-fi look of it, even the pacing in which like Anna Hathaway was talking about like the fact that their house moved. It seems a little over sensationalized in a way I wasn't like super into just for a trailer, but it definitely sells you on what the concept is. So this is still I think a watch list for me, but it might be a little I might put that right above the death of Robin Hood. Interesting trailer for sure. I do want to see that movie a lot. Evil Dead Burn, the new Evil Dead. This is the date announced trailer, so we'll see if this has much juice behind it. Might be kind of a digger case where it's like not really the full trailer yet, but we'll still give it a run for its money. For trailers like this, we might adjust them to have, like in part 2, I might react and re-rank their official trailers. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Ugly color palette, real gray. Like, not in a bad way, it's just, ugh, very grim. Oh, frick. Oh, some zombies. Alright, girl, get up and run. Oh my goodness. So I like all of this happening in one shot. I just feel like this isn't selling me on the idea that this is going to be a protagonist I want to follow if she's literally just slow crawling through the environment. My goodness. Okay, well, that's all we got so far. Yeah, kind of what I said. I was like, I mean, I like the fact that this is showing off a like a oneer in the trailer. That's really cool. It seemed like a lot of coordination went into that, but the posturing of the main character, just slowly crawling around, doesn't give me a lot of confidence that that'll be a protagonist that I want to follow. Didn't like annoy me too much, but I was like, is that a great look for the movie? I think because of that, I'm gonna put that at the very bottom down here, because I mean I still want to see it. There wasn't like huge red flags. I think the presentation of the oneer trumps that about the protagonist for me right now. I liked that overall. Okay, next up is a Focker-in-law. That's nice. I'm not super familiar with the Focker series up to this point. I know there have been other movies, so we're going to kind of jump into this blind, but we'll see what happens. Starting the trailer in 3, 2, 1. Got Ariana Grande, I guess. De Niro still kicking. I'm like, is this a dirty grandpa sort of thing? Or what is this? Ben Stiller. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. Uh, It's a pretty normal rom-com. Interesting cast. Oh god. Oh. Oh yes. We're all back together. Jacked old man. Oh my goodness. Rip. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know if that's my type of movie. I'm not even really looking for reviews. I think it kind of sums up what it is. But it's not the most annoying version. Not the worst 2 minutes of my life. But I'm going to put this. I want to spite these two movies and put it above those. Because those are more cringe than Focker and Law, believe it or not. Okay, we have the new DreamWorks movie, Forgotten Island. I have seen this trailer once. Starting it in 3, 2, 1. So I think, like, there you go. I was not vibing with the trailer till I saw that, directed by director of Puss in Boots: Last Wish. And when I said I liked the trailer to my wife, she would like it, but that's probably just because of the director, right? Because she did not vibe with it, and I was like, maybe. I like the color palette of the movie. Some of the drama is a little. Like, I didn't vibe with the beginning of this trailer. This little reveal right here, I don't love how it feels like it comes out of nowhere. We've got the nostalgia version of a classic song. Not a fan of that trope. Wish it had original music in the trailer, but I get it thematically for the movie. Now, I will say, I think the second half of this trailer is much better than the first. I'm not really sold on their friendship is the biggest thing in this trailer to me, but I do like all of this. When the animation starts getting way more expressive. Yeah, and this part makes me cringe a little bit every time. Yeah. The most compelling thing about that was seeing the little splash screen saying the Puss in Boots: Last Wish director. So that is a strong binding element for me, but I think that the trailer has some ups and downs for me. I mean, most of the trailer is a down for me. I would not be super interested in seeing that movie. if it weren't for the director. So I'm going to put that in wait for reviews for sure. That's very much how I feel about it. I think because of the promise of the director, I'd rather watch that than the Dog Stars. I'd rather give it a chance than the Dog Stars. Devil Wears Prada 2, I think it's just a more solid trailer because I'm not cringing during it. Furious trailer. We're going to start this in 3, 2, 1. I don't know much about this movie. I saw like the last 30 seconds of it in the theater when I went to go see Mother Mary. And I just put it on the list for this trailer reaction video because I thought that the choreography seemed like it had some juice behind it. Lionsgate. Okay, so it's like a Taken situation. Gonna go find his daughter. Oh. His wife, not his daughter. My bad. That's a grave miscalculation on my part. Yeah, so I mean, I was thinking this gives like the Raid energy or something. It's probably gonna be the sort of movie that's not like the story is completely inconsequential. You're just there for the choreography of the action scenes. Oh, it is daughter. What the heck? Ow. An instant masterpiece. Looks like there's definitely some good expression in the action. The story is gonna be razor thin. So, I mean, I think the trailer is appropriately just action-packed. You know, it gets the point across. Okay. So I think I just inherently have seen a lot of movies like this, so I'm not like super interested in it, but I could be turned around on that based on reviews. Normally just that story, or the razor thin story just means I'm like, okay. I'm going to put that at the top of wait for reviews because of how thin the story looks and everything, but it looks well choreographed and everything, so we'll see. If people say it's like very much worth watching, then maybe I'll check it out. Next, we have the Hokum trailer. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1. I went and watched Oddity in theaters, which was this director's last movie, and I found it very interesting. It had some really strong visual elements, but ultimately it fell a little bit flat for me. Oh, very nice. Stick that arm out, you stupid man. I gave that movie like a 5 out of 10, but I thought it was like worth checking out. It was interesting. Don't love that sound design. Just leave it silent when he closes the door and sees the guy. Yep, oddity and caveat. Yeah, so he's exploring this weird manor. Everybody's off, all the vibes are off. What? That was silly. That looked like a joke. Aww. What the freak? Honestly, that trailer looked much worse than I thought it was going to. I don't know what I think about the design of that. The bulging eyes bunny lady, like, what the freak? It looks very derivative. I did not like the presentation of all the weird people around the manor, and Adam Scott wasn't doing much for me as a lead. I don't know, I felt very underwhelmed and bored during that trailer, and I was laughing at it a few times. Sound design was lame. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one down. I'll put that one on the back of Unsold. I don't know if I'm gonna check that one out. Maybe once it comes to streaming, but probably not. All right, well, there are our first 20. With that, I will keep working on the next 2 videos, getting about the other 43 movies on this list. And y'all can expect to see the next part in 2 to 3 days. And we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.